Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? My name's Boit, and I am back with some Age of Mythology Retold action in the left-hand corner of the map. Chopping down the trees, building the monument to the villagers, killing the boars. His name is Kiluminati. His opponent today, in the red color, playing as Susanoo, the biggest brain in Age of Mythology himself, Mr. Husksuppe. I kind of want to show off that card anytime I can, but maybe I should start making those cards for everyone. Everyone who gets featured gets a card with randomly assorted numbers next to their skill stats based on nothing that I know. Nonetheless, we are on the map Snake Dance, everyone's favorite map to hate at the moment, I think. I really like this map. I think it's a really, really cool map. It's a very defensive map, which allows for defense, allows for booming, it allows for second town center ideas, and basically just playing for later games. And on top of that, the gold spawns, and let's just take a look at them. The gold spawns are so spread out with cliffs blocking off everything that it gives a huge amount of advantage over to the map control player, who can take all of these spots, or as many of these spots as they can, more so than their opponent, because there are obviously an equal number of large gold mines on a map. But the advantage here is going to be inside of the map control player. If they can grab the most gold mines, they're going to be laughing. As Kiluminati going to be bringing that boar over in underneath the town center. I sort of like and hate that he didn't really panic. It's not a huge resource loss with the walking time here from this boar. But one other idea here would be to just leave the boar and then shoot another boar in and then just kill that one underneath the town center. Get onto this boar a little later with maybe a granary and something like that, because you need one anyways. Well, I guess you don't need one. You can chuck it over onto the chickens. But nonetheless, temple coming up. House is also coming down. It is a set versus Susanoo matchup, and one of the most important things here, I think, against Susanoo early game is to just ensure that your base is really, really nice and defended. So you can get multiple villages. You don't actually just need one villager to build your houses. You can go 2 villagers building houses, 3 villagers building houses after you've started that temple. And you can get your gold mine nice and protected. You can get your food nice and protected. You can get a wall up over here if he wants to go for this town center as an option. He can go for that. And we'll see, well, really what Soup is basically going to be going for here. He's already got himself his temple up onto this side. He's got 1 Miko out with, or 2 Miko out with a 3rd on the way. And one of the really, really cool things about Snake Dance for Susanoo and for Japan in general is there is a lot of sneaky Miko options. For example, right here is an amazing position. You got 8 pheasants, 10 berry bushes. You place that right here or right on top of the wood line with the pheasants as well. That's an amazing position for that shrine. You've got the same thing over here as well with a gold mine as well. There's a lot of really, really good shrine placement ideas here, as we are going to be seeing Inardi ore coming through, as well as the crushing waves. We've also got Anubis on the way for Kiluminati, as more Kitsune will be coming through for our main man Soup. Could you imagine just living in this house? You walk up, this is your door. You can't even get to the rest of your base. You have to, in order to get back into town, you have to take this entire route around here. There's no back door for whatever reason in this house, so you just can't get back out. What an obnoxious house to live in. Nonetheless, we do see some Kitsune searching around here for villagers to pick off, as we've also got the Wisdom of 9 technology coming through. Now, I've seen Soup use this quite a bit. He really does like the Kitsune raids. The only issue that I have with the Kitsune raids is basically they cut into your favor supply, of which you really want to be spending on super high value heroic age myth units like the Raiju or the Oni, or even saving it for the mythic age as well for those Asura as well, or Shinigami, right? If you're going to be building out those Kitsune, then you don't get the technology. You don't get as much favor to be able to get everything out there. But it looks like right now Soup trying to micro insanely here to try and take out that Anubite. Not able to kill it, but he gets a huge amount of Bushido from it. Now this is one gigantic advantage of building the Kitsune, which does mean you hit your Bushido spike earlier than otherwise. Because unlike the other Japanese gods, I believe, I could be wrong on this. I've said this before. I could be wrong on this. I believe, is this a new bike going after some villagers here? What was I going to say? My brain's just like stopped working at the moment. Oh, I believe that only Susanoo gets the Bushido in from using the myth units. At least that's what it looked like last time I was looking at it. But yeah, only Susanoo gets it. Yeah. So that's a big positive here. As the Anubite will go down in the main base to the Bushi, who's out, almost able to poke it down. 23 HP in a dream. It's coming up to the top side here. There is one Miko over here, and if she is paying attention, she will be able to slap that Anubite, and she does slap it. It is dead. All of the serpents are down, and to be honest, I would take this position for Soup over what Kiluminati's done here 9 times out of 10. He's up to tier 2 Bushido. That Plague of Serpents is not something I would recommend doing versus Norse or Japan. I don't think it's a good usage of that god power. The only issue here for Soup right now is that Kiluminati has gone for a second town center. So he's on 2 TC, and we're going to be seeing, I guess we're going to be seeing a heroic age from Kiluminati. He's got his barracks already up. He's got his armory in. He has made... Well, he's going to be losing his Anubites now. And this is one really, really big advantage here, I think, of using the Kitsune, is that you can basically remove these Anubites, Anubite raids from the game. They're not going to be able to do anything. And every time Kiluminati goes forward to try and get any damage done, he's just going to be gifting Bushido XP over to Soup. So I guess in this situation, Soup has really profited from these Kitsune quite a bit. But nonetheless, this Anubite is most likely going to be getting chased down as the Jurugumo comes in to finish that one off there. And Soup going to be wandering forward here. I imagine Soup as well is going to be thinking about a heroic age here. The question is, which way do you want to go? So on a map like this, where you've got lots and lots of choke points, very, very easy to wall off. The Raiju are a little bit lackluster on this sort of a map. But the big thing you can do is you can try and get those Raiju in with the third age god power to trap those villagers or prevent the villagers from getting away. And then you can get a lot of value. So you see that Kusanagi coming in a la Oranos. Going to be picking off a couple of these villagers here. And this is keeping everything nice and close. Nice raid. And this villager will also go down as well. That's a really, really big, really big picks there for Soup. But Kiluminati has gotten what he wants. He's in the heroic age now. He is absolutely in the heroic age. He's in a good position. He's going to be able to drop potentially double Migdols over onto this gold mine, or he could rotate to the right side and leave this town center open. One idea for against Japan is to just say Japan is going to timing attack. Well, Susanoo and Tsukiyomi are going to timing attack us. So long as we don't lose any villages, it's fine to lose a town center. As long as we don't lose any villages and we get ourselves that gold mine, it's always going to be good. As Ancestors now coming in to the main base of Soup, Kiluminati is doing everything in his power here to slow this Susanoo of Soup down. He gets 2 Vil picks, a third one as well potentially. Nope. 2 Vil picks, and these minions here are just going to be sitting ready to get sniped. He's going after the town center. This is also giving Bushido over to Soup. So even though he's got all of his villagers idle here, it's not the end of the world. As these villagers head back over to the gold mine, low HP villager gets sniped as the villagers turning around, shanking as much as they can. The minions do have a negative multiplier versus villagers, but they still do a lot of damage to them, so you can't really sit around and just fight. Soup loses a ton of villagers here, but he gets very, very close to this next tier of Bushido. And if he grabs this technology as well, which he already has it, the Ivory Net Scare, now all of a sudden, he's going to be able to make up for the fact that he doesn't have a whole lot of villagers remaining. Or he's half the villagers of Kiluminati. So the Raiju are going to come out. These things have to be what Soup goes for here. I don't believe like mass god powers is going to be something that's really going to get a huge amount of value in this position. You need the myth units, and you need the myth units there for raids, and also to get little snipes down onto all the different units. So 2 Migdols up right now for Kiluminati. Kiluminati might even want to be thinking about that 3rd Migdol at the moment. And just as soon as he's got the gold in for another one, just slap that down, because he's so far in front on the economy that the only thing that Soup has got for him inside of the gold path that he's gone for is a big timing push with a whole bunch of myth units, or like a billion god power usages, of which you can just garrison into your Migdols if those god powers come down, wait it out, get back to the gold mine, and you're in a perfectly fine position. We will be seeing the Hunya Mask coming through here for Soup as well, so he's got an idea to get into a whole bunch of either Shinobi or Samurai here. There's Thunderous Presence, the Raiju on the way. There's going to be 2, 3 out already, with a 4th on the way. As the wall's slowly coming up. I'd love to see a wall on the front here as well from Kiluminati to boot, as he's now trying to get himself some of those priests out. Does he have himself Spirit of Mart? Yes, Spirit of Mart is in. And he's also got himself Nebti. So the only other thing here that's really worth grabbing inside of Nephthys is that Funeral Rites. He's going to be grabbing that, which helps him stay alive even more. As Kiluminati is continuing to turtle up, he's coming over. I love this. Come over onto this right side. Get this position walled off. And you can drop the double Migdols over here as well, such that we can even potentially sack this position while getting some nice kills from our Migdol. And then just rotate down to the bottom and enjoy this. Enjoy this. This gold mine's basically going to be gone by the time any massive timing attack hits anyways. But the difference in military is very, very big here. As Camel Riders coming through, and Soup says, you know what? I don't care about your gold. Let me go for your main base. Taking down the temple here is going to be nice. Clairvoyance getting taken out. Funeral Rites as well. Necropolis there is half completed, as the Camel Riders getting in onto the back line there, as the temple does get dropped, as we have got Swampland coming through, and Kiluminati will need to be pulling away from this as the priest's turn, trying to take out these units here. The priest can sit on top of the Swampland, no problems. As will Funeral Rites finish up? I don't think it does, and all of those relics getting dropped there as well. So finding an amazing position here to get that damage done, as the Raiju comes in with the special attack. Huge gold drops in for Soup as well, as a couple of villagers will end up meeting their demise. And the big question here is basically, how much does this position matter for Kiluminati? And I think the answer is a little bit. The 13 villagers here, he's got to somehow get those to safety. So we'll see if he can actually get them in here or get them out of the town center. But Thunderburst getting dropped down, delaying the army from engaging, as Kiluminati says, no, I got to get in here. Villagers pulling off to the side here, as the Raiju turning around, using that special ability to stun them up, as that Thunderbird's continuing to get that damage done. But Kusanagi missing big time there, as the priest trying to take down the Raiju here. Lots of low HP ones getting out, as nearly all of the Raiju will end up falling here. The Camel Riders are going to be able to come through and take out those Bushi behind this as well. But it looks like just here and now, Kiluminati does not manage to stay alive here. or win this fight. He does manage to stay alive, but he's got a long way ahead of him now after Soup gets some significant damage done. The only issue for Soup is he's still behind on villager count, which is a big deal. When the longer the game goes on, the more Soup is going to fall behind here. So he's got to get some villager kills happening very, very quickly. The big question is, are we going to see more Raiju coming in as he charges in to try and hit the middle of the chariot arch? It's exactly what you want, because you get that splash damage. It's a huge amount there from the Raiju. There's another one charging in here to get onto that back line. The priest number is very, very low here for Kiluminati. His gold mine almost expiring as well, and Kiluminati is in a very, very risky position. He's got to hold, but can he is the big question. Castle is down for Soup as well, as he can actually start going into some of those Oyumi here as well, as the priests will be able to heal up the villagers nice and quick, the army as well. And the big question is, has Soup done enough? I think he has done enough to warrant an idea of maybe going for another town center. He's getting out a whole bunch of Mikor here to heal up his army, which is perfectly reasonable. I think if he was a little bit more active over onto this bottom side, locking off this, maybe walling this off, and then bashing this down and making this gold mine also not something that could be getting grabbed, Kiluminati would be in for a very, very, very difficult time getting out of his base. But for the moment, time is not on Soup's side. It's on Kiluminati's side. The longer the game goes on, the stronger this set is going to become. So Soup does need to act here in one way, shape, or another. 6.6 speed Raiju. You can also get 2 Kitsune out to push them up to like 7.2 speed or something like that. It's going to be absolutely insane. Over onto the bottom side. The Kiluminati army sitting, waiting, watching. As the town center coming back up for Kiluminati now. As he's feeling like if he gets this up, he can keep his villager lead going and he can just keep playing defense. And the issue is this gold mine here is about to expire. He definitely needs those Migdols up onto this bottom side and to move his villagers down there. But Soup also not getting out any siege here, which does make it a little bit tricky to get through. He does not quite have the favor for another Swampland here, as those Raiju charging in, trying to get all of the damage they possibly can inside of this choke point. The Kusanagi does get dropped down, sending the army of Kiluminati flying, but there's 2 Migdols on this position. Kiluminati pulling back ever so slightly here. He's going to be diving through his Migdol stronghold, getting back to safety. And Soup might just be overcommitting a little bit too hard on this one. There's a priest slowly taking down those myth units there as well. And Soup does say, all right, I have overcommitted. He has fallen down to 130 pop. He's going for the mythic age now, though. It looks like a little cheeky mythic age. Probably going to go through Takamikazuchi, which does make a lot of sense here, especially because he's got those samurai out. You can get those upgrades in. Going for Watatsumi also makes a little bit of sense. But he wants the really powerful Deuterinos, as well as Den drums coming through here. Another idea is to actually go for... Well, I guess you can't go for it unless you use that Mythic Age God Power really early on. But multiple Swamplands here is going to be really, really difficult, as the villagers on this bottom side, they're going to get pushed off of this. And Kiluminati needs to run. Now, one idea here for Kiluminati could have been to actually start up a trade route super early, going over to this town center. Of course, it's expensive, but those are well worth it. It's like, especially because he's playing defense and he can get that market going here, and it can be sort of out of sight, out of mind, going back to this town center on the very back of the map there. But nonetheless, the Raiju get caught out trying to go after some villagers, as Soup, he can't really do anything over here. So Kiluminati realizes he can come back up onto this top side and just play defense. He's got to get the Migdols up, though. There's still a long way ahead for Kiluminati to stabilize. He's still got a villager lead here. But Takamikazuchi coming in does mean that that Divine Slash is going to come through, which is going to be a big amount of damage onto this army. There's a town center for Soup. Will be coming through. There's Swampland. Does get dropped down on top of Kusanagi there as well. Town center up. Army pulling back, but there's still a ton of units here. And now I think Soup might even have to drop himself the Divine Slash if he wants to keep going here. Looks like he's not going to go for it as Kiluminati just splits his army nicely here. Oh, and there's that Divine Slash. Going to hit some of those villagers on the back. Does manage to pick them all off there. That's a nice amount of damage. Trying to keep things nice and close here. And the other big thing here for Soup is that the Bushido Tier 3 is going to be hitting soon. So, well, what do? Do you go for a whole bunch of Asura? These things are really, really strong, but you do have to be able to take out the priest there. Or is he going to just go for like a Thunderburst Swampland combo? I guess the only problem with the Thunderburst Swampland combo is that the Swampland has to be dropped first, and that's going to be really, really expensive. He just drops that Thunderburst down, says, let's go. Asura goes down way too quickly there. There's a priest healing themselves up, and we will be seeing a siege tower rolling in onto this position, as now Soup will have to start actually microing his units. But Soup going to be losing all of those Yumi archers as Kiluminati is now looking like he's managed to find himself in the driver's seat. He has defended for long enough, and he is ready now to break out of this position. Meanwhile, Yadi Spearman, Shinobi starting to come through. Shaft Mine in for Soup as well. Villager differential is basically equal, I would say. You've got 11 Mikor plus the 54 villagers. 2 monuments here is kind of... You're looking like 65-ish villagers, I guess. And those monuments obviously have paid themselves off. Same with the Mikor. As now, we will see that 4th tier of Bushido comes through. That's another... Wow, that's an expensive Kusanagi, no? But he is aiming for that next Divine Slash, as well as a potential next Swampland. But Soup is in a lot of trouble now. He's spread out all over the map with his villagers. He's making Shinobi to try and take out those chariot archers. And just like Huskal, you do need a very healthy amount of Shinobi or Huskal to break the chariot archer ball. Like 1 or 2 is never going to cut it. You need a lot. Now Kiluminati can roll in with the siege towers. You can also think about grabbing this town center here too. Is Kiluminati missing himself ballistics? No, he's got that. Meanwhile, Soup's getting that crenellations in. Naginata Riders. Actually, I mean, he's gone through Inari Okami, so those Naginata Riders do have Sashimono Batterman, so they're getting extra damage versus the Chariot Archers. It's not the worst try. The only issue is that there's going to be Camel Riders, as well as Scorpion Men. Of course, that's an issue for the Shinobi as well, but nonetheless, 3rd town center coming through for Kiluminati. Bronze weapons as well. And we'll see. I mean, here's the big thing. Here's another Divine Slash. That's going to be what Soup is looking for. Drops the Swampland down. And while the army is running, he didn't actually drop it on all the Chariot Archers. They're now looking for villages to pick off. He's going all over the map, trying to find max value with these raids. The Kiluminati manages to pull back outside of all the pain here. And now Soup does still have that Divine Slash, as well as more Asura or Raiju that he can make. I'm a little surprised to see none of those coming out, especially like to defend off on this top side. You can definitely go for those. But more God Powers seems to be the way here. God Powers to the end. But Kiluminati is well and truly with the advantage here. He's got nearly full pop. The only thing he doesn't have here is the farms. Now he's going to be spamming those out. But I don't even think it matters. He's got 81 villagers. He's double the villager count. The Chariot Archers over here do get met by a couple of Naginata Riders. These guys are incredibly effective here. You can see how little damage the Chariot Archers actually do to them. And those Naginata Riders are almost like, is it like 3 hitting? I think it might be 4 hitting a Chariot Archer or something. It's Kiluminati getting pushed back over onto this side. Ideas of another Thunderburst to come in onto this spot as Chariot Archer is getting sent flying. You almost think there should be some fall damage if you get thrown off a cliff, but nonetheless. There's the villagers trying to defend up onto this side. There's still 2 gold mines over here for Soup. He's getting his town center up, but he just has no economy. These Naginata Riders over here do end up falling. And what else can Soup really do? I mean, with the exception of getting that second Divine Slash in on everything, that would be obviously one way back into the game here for Soup if he can get that perfect usage of Divine Slash. But Kiluminati is also splitting his army, so this is working really, really nicely for him. Villagers end up falling over here, and over onto this side, more villagers going to be going down. We are going to be seeing some more Raiju on the way. Actually, the Burning Malevolence technology coming through for Soup, but he's got no villagers on food at the moment. There's just no villagers on food. What's he supposed to do? If you want to make those Asura, you need some food. Even, I don't even know, even with maybe a Divine Slash straight across here, and that's exactly what he's going to go for. Kiluminati not paying attention there. Everything getting hit on that one as the Siege Towers, living with 5 HP, pulls back. A big population drop, but what does it matter? There's nothing else to come for Soup in this one. He's got gold. He's got 42 villagers to 100, and the units are going to come out instantly here for Kiluminati. As the Bushy will be able to try and take out those Scorpion Men. Good micro from Kiluminati, but not good enough as Soup manages to pick off 2 of them before needing to retreat into his main base. And with 39 villagers now on food, 30 on gold as well, Kiluminati will definitely be able to hit that Mythic Age very, very shortly. Thoth, Horus, doesn't really matter. Both are going to be perfectly valid options just to get the upgrades and everything else. Another Town Center to come in here. Selling some food is definitely an option as well. There's also the option of the Swampland Thunderburst, which will hurt a lot, but there's no answer for the priests here, so I don't know how much it matters. He dropped the Swampland first. No, he dropped the Thunderburst first. You want to go Swampland and then Thunderburst, and that keeps the units inside your Swampland for longer. But Kiluminati, he says, I don't need Mythic Age. Let me just charge forward with all these siege towers and just take out the main base of Soup here. All these units, the chariot archers to move forward as well. They're going to be going after the Yumi archers on the back. And actually, never mind. They're going to be attacking the guardhouse. They finally decide to get after this one there as the Swampland does go down. And Kiluminati will now just pull back. Doesn't want to lose all too much to this one. That's the strength of this Swampland. It never really falls off. In fact, it kind of gets stronger as the game goes on. You have to respect it. Just run away from it. You're going to lose way too many units. I think you can potentially lose 18 units when sitting inside of the Swampland. So you do have to be very careful. There's a couple of Asura overlords on the way, but these guys are incredibly powerful, but you do have to pick off those priests first and foremost. Just easier said than done. But Kiluminati, incredible patience here in this game. He's now going up to the Mythic Age through Horus. He's got all the units queued up. He's got himself those heavy spearmen, chariot archer, siege tower, every 4 town centers, fortified town centers as well on the way. Ballistics for Soup coming through, but all the power spikes, all of the power seems to have been exhausted on the side of the Susanoo now. And I don't really know what else he can do. Shinobi raids or something and just be at least trying to force the APM, the attention of your opponent to be not on killing you. Something like that.
Into you.
So now the siege towers will wander in here and that will be a dead town center. And Soup does need to return back over here and try and deal with all this. Villages on the top here going to be getting picked off. Siege towers going down as well. Kusanagi gets dropped down as the army gets sent flying yet again, but the god power spammage is only so effective. And the Asura will end up falling as well. Slowly. I mean, there's a lot of heroes here, you have to admit, but still ends up falling. It's a big, fat myth unit. But now Mythic Age is in, and Soup will oblige by tapping out as Kiluminati manages to take out the beast that is Soup in this one. And I think we saw there was obviously an angle here for Soup to really find a huge amount of value in this game, which was basically to cut off this gold mine over here and this gold mine here. He found a lot of value by just attacking the main base, which didn't have any defenses in it, which is very smart from Soup. That's something that you've got to be very, very well aware of, is that effectively, if I go 2 TC versus Japan, I got to be really prepared to sack a town center. And inside of that, you sack the towns and you've got to keep your villages alive. And I don't think Kiluminati actually managed to do that, which then allowed Soup the opportunity to get full map control. And he just needed to send some villagers forward and lock off this gold mine. And I think this game would have been very, very difficult for Kiluminati to find a win here. But Kiluminati did get the gold in, did keep himself going. And I guess alternatively there as well, there was the option of maybe starting an earlier trade route as the set and just saying, well, I'm not going to die. I'm not going to take any fights. Let me just get my trade route going and then we can take fights and I'll have infinite resources or infinite gold or something like that. Just as an idea. I don't really know. But anyways, well played here from Kiluminati. Great defense. If you guys enjoyed this one, make sure you hit the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you guys in the next game.